Now that some of the royal kids are growing up, they have even more rules to follow. The next generation of the British royal family is growing up with everything they could ever want, but that life comes at a cost. Here are all the strict rules the royal kids must follow, and you can't look down to read the speech, you have to hold it up. Number 1. Bowing or curtsying in the Queen's presence. The kids aren't required to do any particular greetings around their family, but most royals follow polite behavior. It's customary to bow your head when greeting a male royal and curtsy when meeting a female royal. Of course, there's the famous royal wave initiated by the Queen. Little Princess Charlotte has also picked up the elegant hand wave. While touching royalty is usually frowned upon, princes will usually accept a formal handshake from dignitaries, presidents, and prime ministers. Number 2. They have to accept gifts, but can't keep them. At events or appearances, the royal family sometimes gets gifts from their subjects. In 2014 alone, Prince George received 774 presents. Whether it's clothing, flowers, or teddy bears, they are required to accept the gifts graciously. The funny part is, they may not be allowed to keep the gifts. With security protocols, food and drinks have to be checked before being consumed. As for the kids, they probably can't keep everything they're gifted. That's fair, they likely have more than enough toys as it is. Number 3. Studying multiple languages. Everyone in the family knows more than one language, which is handy for dealing with foreign representatives and traveling to other countries. The Queen is fluent in French, and Prince William can converse in French, Welsh, and Swahili. Now, George and Charlotte are practicing Spanish with a tutor. Although the kids probably play plenty of educational games, none of the family are allowed to play one popular classic board game. In this royal household, Monopoly is banned. Number 4. Wardrobe restrictions. You know those days when you stay in your pajamas until noon only to switch into sweatpants? The royal kids don't have that option. Members of the royal family have to follow a strict dress code that doesn't allow them to dress overly casually, even while just hanging out with family or friends. As a marker of class and etiquette, younger boys like Prince Louis are only supposed to wear shorts, not trousers. In royal life, long pants are reserved for older boys and men. They are also expected to stick to neutral patterns and avoid anything too loud. Another rule that's probably a little easier to follow is no tiaras for little Charlotte or Lilibet. In the royal family, only married women are allowed to don the bedazzled headband jewelry. While Kate Middleton is known for her love of fashion and fun clothing, she finds a way to maintain the conservative dress code while still looking trendy. We can't wait to see how her kids interpret their own versions of royal fashion. Number 5. Perfect etiquette. While dining with the family, the royal kids are learning all about etiquette rules to follow at the table. The kids are learning how to sit and eat at a table properly, how to attend formal events, and meet important people. Part of etiquette training involves learning how to keep your voice at the right level and dressing appropriately for any given situation. Another important rule while dining in the Queen's presence is to never announce that you're going to the bathroom. If you have to get up to use the restroom, you just get up quietly and excuse yourself. Quietly leaving a room usually isn't one of most kids' strengths, but these royal youngsters are more well-behaved than your average toddlers and school kids. Number 6. Public appearances. For the time being, the royal kids' main job is school, but like their parents, they still have obligations to attend certain events, ceremonies, and public appearances. It's all in a day's work as a royal. Luckily, despite the paparazzi that follows them around, the kids still get a bit of privacy. At events, the public isn't allowed to ask for autographs or selfies. A pleasant handshake is usually allowed, though. Number 7. Dating rules. The kids of Prince Harry and Prince William are obviously too young to start dating, but someday they'll be ready to find their own significant others. When that day comes, there will be some serious rules and protocols to follow while dating. But hey, that's the cost of dating a prince or princess. When the younger royal generation decides they're ready to get married, they can't just propose to anyone they want. According to the Royal Marriages Act of 1772, royal descendants must ask approval from the Queen before getting married, and their wedding outfits need to be approved too. Number 8. Private school only. Most parents have the choice of where they want their kids to school, but the royal princes and princesses must go to private school. It's actually a modern move after generations of royal kids being educated at home by governesses. Queen Elizabeth and her sister Princess Margaret were taught at home by tutors. Prince William's two oldest kids started their education off with formal nursery school as toddlers before private elementary school. Both are currently attending school in London and will likely later head off to boarding school in their early teens. Both William and Harry took a gap year to travel before going to university. Will their kids follow in their footsteps? Number 9. Who gets to rule? This may not be a rule they're all for, but the royal kids are at the mercy of the royal succession to the throne, a law that's likely caused some sibling rivalries over the last few centuries. Prince George is currently third in line to the throne after his father and grandfather. Next comes his sister Charlotte, followed by Louis. Prince Harry's son Archie is 7th in line, and Lilibet is 8th. Prince Beatrice's daughter Sienna, who was born just last year, is also in line at number 11, while Princess Eugenie's little August is number 13. Number 10. Where they can live. When they get older and fly the nest, most of the royal kids won't be going very far. That is if they don't decide to move to California. Most of the royal family members live in one of the royal residences, and we don't blame them. Firstly, there's the 775-room Buckingham Palace. Balmoral Castle is the Scottish residence of the family, which they use as a weekend hunting getaway. Sandringham House functions as a countryside retreat, while some have taken up residence at Clarence House, Kensington Palace, and Frogmore House. Kate and William's kids enjoy their lavish lifestyle at Kensington Palace, where although considered an apartment, their home has 4 floors and a massive private garden. Number 11. Religious practices. All of Kate Middleton and Prince William's kids were baptized with the Church of England. The royal family's connection to the church dates back to the 15th century. Even Meghan Markle joined the church officially when she became part of the family. So, it's no surprise that the kids have to endure some long morning services every now and then. In addition to following royal protocols on religious choices, the kids will also eventually have to follow the same rules as their parents regarding politics. Royal family members are supposed to remain impartial and never discuss political opinions in public. Number 12. Traveling separately. A well-known rule that all the royal families are supposed to follow, including the kids, is that heirs can't fly together. The rule was put in place when air travel was more dangerous than it is today. Technically, Prince William and his oldest son, Prince George, are not supposed to ever be on the same plane. The rule is even stricter for heirs over the age of 12. But Kate and William had the rule loosened for their families since it's much easier flying together as a family when they have to go somewhere, especially now that the kids outnumber the parents. Number 13. Healthy food only. Prince William's kids and the rest of the royal family, for that matter, eat extremely healthy meals. There's no packaged food or takeout allowed at the royal residences. Why would they, when they have 20 round-the-clock professional chefs at their service? The Queen's personal chef, Darren McGrady, revealed that even the babies of the family get homemade meals of blended chicken and veggies. It's also very unlikely that the kids get any shellfish at dinner. It's an unwritten rule that the royal family avoids shellfish since it's more likely to cause food poisoning. A quote from palace staff read, "Garlic is banned from being included in foods eaten by royal family members." With many meetings between official visitors, it is thought to be advised against to prevent any awkward bad breath. Number 14. Respecting the Queen. With the Queen being not only the figurehead of the country but of her own family, the British royals have to follow some rules of respect when she's around. For example, the kids already know that when the Queen enters a room, everyone must stand. And when she says dinner is over, too bad if you're not finished with your meal, dinner is over, her family and the kids also know that everyone walking with the Queen has to walk behind her and never in front, and that includes her late husband, Prince Philip. That's a lot of rules for these kids to follow when hanging out with great-grandma. Number 15. Independence early on. Sure, the royal family has earned a reputation for being cold, but when it comes to raising the kids, they have a good reason. Kate and William follow the no-coddle rule, which allows their kids to gain maturity and independence from a young age. They are, however, famously more hands-on than some of their predecessors. These kids may be young, but they already have a ton of rules to follow. Which of these royal kiddos do you think will stick with royal life once they have a choice? Let us know what you think in the comments and subscribe to The Thing Celebrity for more about the royal family and your favorite celebs.